Hello, everyone. Hi, kindred spirits, and welcome to Dia Dream Joy Tarot. And we're gonna do something very special today. You are gonna pick a card or pick a pile in this instance to see and get any kind of advice that you need to hear about your situation. So, right from a bat, we can tell that these two primary oracle cards, basically the decision between the two, I found it really interesting when I was doing the pile preparation because it kind of gets in touch into the love area. This is how I got this essence when I was doing the preparation of the piles, because the first pile is about partnership and the second pile is about a lonely road, being on your own. So that makes a very interesting contrast between the two, and it just depends which pile did you pick. Maybe some of you will be called to the partnership aspect, and maybe some of you are trying to kind of figure things out on your own. So basically, no matter what path is in question here, we're gonna see what kind of consequences can some of the choices bring to us, and go into depth about any kind of issues or questions that we have. So yes, we're gonna start with the first pile. So everybody that picked the pile number 1, welcome, and be right back. So hello, pile number 1, and we are here to do the reading. We have chosen the card partnership, and I'm gonna place it right on my left so you will see everything clearly. And oh yeah, the little mermaid pony. Oh my god, I was just heading to my atelier studio, yeah, and I completely forgot to take my crystals with me, so I just took this little horsey instead. So yeah, we have the card partnership, and then the next part of the pile is the oracle card co-create. And we have go the distance. And we also have a discrimination card with Venus and Virgo, yeah. Okay, and now for the tarot part, these were the oracles. We have 9 of Cups. We also have 3 of Cups. I'm sorry, 3 of Pentacles, yeah. Jesus. Okay, and we have the 9 of Swords. Okay. We also have the Empress card. And for the rest, we have 10 of Pentacles. And the 6 of Cups. And the last but not least, the Knight of Wands. Okay, I hope everything can be seen. Okay. Let us check. So, this situation, like I said, it has to deal with, at least the indicator is the partnership, as we said. And in this kind of meaning, it has 2 meanings at least. The first one is everything in consideration of relationships that is non-romantic, and it works only when everybody keeps their word. Basically, that works in a romantic relationship as well, but if it's something very intimate, it can have multiple levels of cooperation between two people. So there has to be trust, there has to be communication and long-term involvement, loyalty, keeping your word as well, as we said. So perhaps to some of you, there are questions about like how can I deepen the relationship that I have, or how to maybe work on myself and work with my partner to bring everything around on a better place. So we also have the card co-create here. That's a wonderful card indicating this mutual, basically, involvement and cooperation between the two. And go the distance. Interestingly to me is that we have two cheetahs here. One is very standstill, and the lower one is actually very dynamic. It goes into charge, it goes into, into movement, doing something. So balancing action and passive manner can be one of the things that kind of makes a compromise between two perhaps very different individuals. And we also have here a card that is named discrimination, which is very interesting. Perhaps a lot of people would think, oh my God, that's like a negative one, a negative trait, like being too overly sensitive, or thinking about who will you put inside your inner circle. And that might not be actually a bad thing. It's not a bad card. Oh, look, and the butterflies are on the first and the second, fourth one as well. So yes, what considers the fourth card here? It's about, like I said, being very conscientious. How is the word? Or picky. What to let into your perimeter. What kind of people, what kind of conditions, what kind of rules should be implied that something will work for you. But at the same time, if this is a love relationship, even to the other person. So in a sense, it is a very selective card, but sometimes we need to be selective in order to be efficient in not necessarily just relationships, but perhaps sometimes everything in life. We have to know what we are capable of and how to communicate this with someone else or the group, so everybody can kind of, pull their best part into the situation. And so, because this is a general reading, I feel like that a lot of you are in a position of perhaps being already in a relationship, or maybe just starting one. And now there is a question: what to do? How should I put myself inside this relationship? Is that a right choice to make? Is that a right pathway to take? Would that decision make the relationship stronger, or it would weaken? Or maybe would there be something that would maybe weaken myself or partner's well-being? So basically finding that middle ground of where the most efficiency can actually come from, and round everything into this positive unity for everyone. So let's see onward what this question in mind that you have can bring us. So right from the start, we have the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups indicates overall everything is fine. There are issues that are kind of grinding in the base. We'll see that onward. So perhaps questions that you have in mind are arousing because of this little doubt that we all have from time to time. And there had been in the past some issues that gave you bad experience, made you overwhelmed with something, that made you cautious, and perhaps that's the reason why you became quite picky, which is, of course, in a lot of instances, a smart thing to do. It makes us grow, so we have to think about sometimes what we let into our heads, our heart, and our, life perimeter. But this doubt, this pickiness, or perhaps bad experience from the past is setting up a block for you, or perhaps even a partner, or the other unit there you're cooperating with. It's setting a block that it kind of makes it difficult to efficiently, co-create, communicate, be a team player, The Three of Pentacles is about basically being in a team that everybody is kind of codependent from each other. Everybody wants something from one another and are ready to build this platform that this can make an efficient ground. So perhaps because of these doubts that you have, this is kind of iffy and not really, in the place that you want it to be. But working on this issue, just, the fact that you just are checking this reading is a step forward, is something as an acknowledgement to this this maybe border or setback that you have. And you are already working by questioning yourself in this positive aspect. What can I do better that will make everything work better? And how can I help my partner to see perhaps things that they don't see? We all have to have a lot of insight a lot of times in life. And the answer to this is basically being very much, I'm gonna be like kind of cliche here. If you love someone so much, the love is that aspect of our life that kind of pulls everything, onward. It is that factor that decides at the end of the day, when the times are hard, if you're gonna pull it through or just, break it off. It's not that any kind of these choices are wrong. It's just you need to have to make it work for yourself. And the Empress card here indicates that having this big heart, but also very filter mind, a lot of insight, a lot of working on yourself, will bring about the change that you need. This is like this clue inside this reading that tells us no matter the doubts, no matter of the issues that we have perhaps in communication with a partner or with ourselves, there is a pathway and you are on the right pathway. You just need to find this balance between your, wants and needs of another. How to bring this into equilibrium that will work for you and this other person. So there is a factor of giving things away from yourself, not literal things, meaning most of we have to compromise a lot of times, show that the partnership is important to us more than we initially indicate, and this will tell a lot to our partner that they mean to us. So, overall, there is a good balance. You are trying to create one, but like I said, there are minor issues that we just discussed. But it is heading over into a good place. These are all good indicators that it's going into the right direction. Not forgetting about yourself, also not forgetting about your partner. You are, examining the experience that you had, that you maybe got burned with the Nine of Swords here, with the Six of Cups here even, because Six of Cups it's not like a negative or, card on its own. Definitely not. It has to do with childhood in our past. So it also indicates in this combination of the cards that you perhaps are looking into your past of what worked and what didn't work. And to some of you, like I said, I think there are going to be steps that are difficult to take, maybe because of bad experience, trust issues, but in order to something work, you need to, leave this and give it away for the benefit of your own well-being and the well-being of a unity with someone else. It is not a bad thing that you have this picky attitude. You just have to keep it on, how would I say, like on the leash, or how is this said in English, when you have a horse and you kind of lead the horse with this string. Oh my god, I forgot the word. Well, you know what I mean. You have to take charge of whatever beast you're riding, basically, even if it's a synonymous word to our own inner insecurities or shadows. We have to be in charge and not let our doubts and our shadows from the past lead us. We have to lead them. It's not bad that they're here. There are indicators where our path is going to take us and what we need to do to make things better. But we have to always keep it very clear that we are not slave to our trauma. We have to be the one that kind of goes into the, this stride and lead the way. I know it's painful, but it's just, there isn't any kind of shortcut that we can take. It's just, we have to work with what we have. So I'm very quite curious. I'm gonna check this with another with the oracle deck here. What would be the advice to make this more smooth? So with this relationship that we have with ourselves, and consequently, how will this affect the outer outcome with a loved one, for example? Okay, so we're gonna pull some cards out. I think we already have some volunteers. Okay. Okay, interesting in a sense. For a lot of you, it goes that you are already sensing well enough what are we talking about here. A lot of you are already using what perhaps you considered in the past to be your weakness of this skeptical mind, not trust something or someone, that you have to put this in the positive counterbalance that will work for you as a tool. If something bad we harbor, is not that we can erase it. We have to use it for our own advantage. And you are using perhaps this doubtful mind in a state of observation. You're taking your time, or maybe this is an advice what to do with it. You're taking your time to evaluate with the card observer here. That is good just to sit with yourself and observe the situation, just to see how you behave, what are triggers, what is this in correlation with the other person, and just perhaps take time to build this hierarchy of needs and what you expect from this relationship to be. This objective point of view will give you a lot of this space that you perhaps need in this situation. It will give you an advantage, a leg up. It will give you an advantage over, everything negative that perhaps rised in not so distant past. And it will give you this time, as I said, to make priorities. And that is a good advice, I think, from our wonderful cards here. That whatever issues are, just take your time. Do something that just makes you happy. Make this, perhaps boundary, indicating that you just want to have time for yourself and your hobbies, that doesn't necessarily mean that you got offended or that the other person needs to worry. You just need to have time for yourself. Do something that makes you happy. Do something that makes you productive. Find out, continue your hobbies. Do something creative, like with chopping wood here. Maybe even literally chop wood. That, I heard, that helps a lot. I mean, it did for me, definitely. So anything that, maybe clean everything up, clean the apartment, throw some things away, go to the store and buy something new. Just something that will take your mind off the things and just make you this distance between you and the other, and just see what is the most appropriate thing for you to do in this situation. This will make you, put you in a situation or a state of mind that you perhaps need right now, not to be preoccupied with something. The more clutter we have in our mind, difficult it is for us to make, healthy decisions, especially if that means that there are a lot more people involved in making our decisions. And this will definitely make the situation better for you, just to take this breathing time and perhaps reevaluate and reset the boundaries, maybe some new ideas about how to communicate with your partner, maybe this, how do you say, deviation of responsibility within a household. Maybe you need to talk to him or to her that you just need, okay, I need your help with this. But before doing that, just take your time and put yourself in the position of strength, that you know that when you're gonna speak to your partner, that you know what you're gonna say, and that you very much are aware what you truly want from this conversation, as an actual consequence, in a sense of action, that you want this new dynamic that will help with everything and making the situation better. So yes, the message of this situation, this very much, at least to me, romantic side, you just need to take time to see what works for you and what would you like in the future that your partnership will look like. So, yes. Okay, this is the situation and the reading, and I hope I helped you. I hope that these cards here gave some advice or perhaps information, insight of what we can do with our life situations. So yes, the decks that I'm using are in the description box below, and if you like the video, give thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel, and we will definitely see each other next time. Thank you and see you later. Bye bye. So hello, pile number 2, and we're gonna dig into what surprises we have in this reading for you. So welcome everyone who chose this pile, and I present to you the first oracle card that got in touch with us. It's the loner card. So nothing biggie of the deal here. We're gonna put the card right here so you can see. And oh yeah, I got the little horses here that accompanied us. So I'm gonna put this little pony. I exchanged it for the crystals that I didn't take with me today. So yeah, it's a cute improvisation, I think. So it's gonna be right here. And okay, let's see the first set of 2 cards. What message do they bring to us? So we have mending. Okay, interesting. And we also have the yin energy. Okay, I hope that, okay, the shadows here are, all right, we're gonna work with the light we have. And the next set of oracle card is the intuition card. So we have the Mercury in Cancer with this one. Okay, I want to put it right here. And the tarot cards, we have the High Priestess. We also have the Two of Wands. We have the Star card, okay. And the Fool, Joker. Next we have the Justice card. Yeah, of course, I didn't know what was I thinking right now. Okay, and the Nine of Swords and the Judgment card. Okay, let me check the additional cards here. I'm gonna be right by our side. Okay, so it's an interesting contrast. If you remember, in the intro part of the video, we had this contrast between pile number 1 and pile number 2. So the first one was about partnership, and the second one was almost like for everybody that is just focusing on themselves right now, being single, maybe improving their situation while being on their own. So it's a very nice contrast. But if you are called for the pile number 1, you are also welcome to check it out. Maybe there are some kind of decisions to be made, like maybe you're contemplating either staying single for a little longer, or maybe you've met someone, and how would that be if you would go into a relationship with them. So if you have that kind of situation, please do check the pile number 1 reading and join me in to this one first. So yeah, as we said, we have the loner here. So a lot of people say that being alone is almost like, you know, it's a curse, but it's actually a blessing, because this is the only time in our life that we can figure out who we really are without any input of the environment or people around us. So in this card we can see this young lady stepping into her almost like a puddle here. It's almost like a very fluidy environment, ship right here, a lot of stars, a lot of clouds and birds. She seems like she's completely enjoying herself, exploring her uncharted territory of psyche, simply being the way she is. And it says, I enjoy being alone and getting in touch with my true feelings. That also means that you find out things about yourself that maybe don't suit you. Maybe we sometimes need to kind of leave some things aside to renew ourselves. So, and but that being said, it's interesting because the additional oracle cards here talk about mending. Basically, healing, fixing, maybe asking someone for help, asking someone for the advice, what to do, where to go, what would be the best thing to use to help some situation to heal. And probably in this case, healing our inner self. What would be the best way, basically, to move in life forward, to set a good boundary or platform, not boundary, to really express who we are. And right beneath, we have the Yin card. Of course, this is from the context of yin and yang energy, yin being the feminine energy, being the nurturing part, the one with a lot of love and understanding of how basically listening to our intuition and going through the turmoils and also blessed days of our lives, how to navigate through that. Oh yeah, and speaking of this, because intuition is, maybe I saw it like, or not, I definitely saw it, but subconsciously perhaps I said the intuition, because there it is in the intuition card, and we have the Mercury and Cancer. So these two are basically really much supporting each other. So you probably are in life right now, in a spot in life where you have to get to know yourself. And one of the highways to make this very efficient, knowing yourself, is listening to your intuition. That true voice from our heart chakra that kind of says to us, but this is true me. Not what our head tells us, but what the most inner delicate feelings tells us. These are the ones that guide the way. Excuse me. So yeah, we also have the High Priestess here, which is another card that actually indicates intuition. There's a lot of emphasis on this part of if you want to heal yourself, the best way to do that is just simply listen to your gut feeling, where to turn. Maybe you will get some sort of offering, or maybe you will get to know someone that will be able to give you a really good advice, or maybe some sort of a healer perhaps. Just go where the flow takes you and then make the best of it. Listen to your inner, that guidance, and this is basically the guidance, and it kind of extends here in this set of cards beautifully, going from this sort part, mending, getting in touch with yourself, going into your yin energy. So do a lot of meditation, go into like for walks in nature. These are all the little things that you can do to get into the touch with your silence, your inner silence. We mustn't have too much noise in our head if the intuition we want the intuition come very loudly, we have to calm our noise down. So that's why meditation, that's why going to nature, or maybe doing something productive, something where you can kind of doze off in a sense of being relaxed with your thoughts. Just do something that completely relaxes you and makes you happy. So interestingly, yes, we have 3 indicators here at least to listen to the intuition you have. And we will move on here with a lot of hope that you hold, a lot of that eagerness in your heart to start new, to broaden your horizons, to make more, out of your life, to enjoy more. With the Fool card and the Star card here, that indicates this Wanderlust for new horizons and new beginnings. You want to leave old stuff behind you and just step into the brand new world of new perception and simply enjoying. And so you're actually working on this. You're showing effort to yourself and to the universe that this is something you really, really want, which is a very good deal. It's like something, it's sometimes we almost need to prove ourselves to the gods, the sky, the God itself, the universe, I don't know how to say, but definitely in that kind of sense, that greatness above us, around us, beyond us. So we have also the Two of Wands here, which is a card that indicates in its core this definitely a very good victorious progress with a sense of kind of being in that kind of, how would you say, sad because something had passed, almost feeling like even though everything goes well, it almost feels like it's not good enough, or you had to pay too much to get there, in that kind of sense. But this is something that you're just saying goodbye to everything that held you back, and even though it feels maybe comfortable, but it wasn't good for you anyway. So it is time to leave that behind and just embrace these feelings of this grief, perhaps, for these little things that had, went. Maybe for some of you, because it's a general reading, maybe it's not a small thing, maybe it's a big thing. Like each and every one of us have their own perception and, situations. So, but don't worry, because this is just a part of this. It doesn't mean that you are weird because of it, or that everybody goes from very similar experience, like in the human spectrum of what happens to us all. So definitely do not worry, because there is very much a new beginning awaiting you in a very short period of time. Why? Because the last card here is basically, in this case, the Judgment card, and it simply says that whatever you'll figure it out about yourself, you'll definitely feel it is time to move on. And this time will come regardless of if you put everything into it. More you put in, the better will be and the faster will come. But this awaits you. This is like almost set for you, especially because the Judgment is beneath the Star and I want to say Joker because it's here, but the Fool card, yeah. These 3 in this triangular shape indicate that it's gonna go right where you wanna. Maybe even better. Maybe it's gonna surprise you, but for the better. So it's gonna be a big reward for your inner work, for what you do, no matter how hard it is, how painful it is. Everything that needs to be dropped is going to be dropped. You're going to be feeling a little bit sad, but like I said, it's just a part of it. So you might be even feeling that the worst needs to come, like with the Nine of Swords here. A lot of sleepless nights for some of you, maybe nightmares. Again, that's a process of cleaning, of cleansing, of healing. Things that are not suited for you anymore need to move away, need to go away. And this is one way of them expressing themselves through you, through your worries, through your doubts. But you need to keep in mind that this is the time of your life where you are actually leaving this behind. That means do not harbor them anymore. Leave them be as they come, like worries and negative thoughts. Do not take them seriously. Take them with great respect, evaluate them if they have some credibility, but if not, they're just clutter. Clutter from bad experiences, from bad memories, from trauma. Maybe go and ask someone for help, and whatever you are focusing and deciding right now, it's gonna be a very good indicator that you're doing the right thing. Whatever questions are arising in you, just double check if they have the credibility, and if they do, just go with them, act on them. Always look that you do best for yourself. Do not that you do the best to pull yourself out of any situation you have, because this is a very well rounded process. Perhaps it is to some of you very painful. I understand that, but it's one necessary part of life. And definitely with the justice card here, with the decisions you made, you are standing your ground. You are definitely taking responsibility and doing what you know it's right thing to do. So I'm gonna actually oh my god, I apologize. Okay, I'm gonna throw additional set of cards here, just to check if there's like any advice to be given to us, to maybe have a little bit more idea of what we can do, what can you do to improve the situation, and how this is gonna all go. So I'm kindly asking for additional cards. Oh yeah, time to go. Definitely, it's time to move on. It's time to finish what you've been working on. It's definitely showing that it is, oh, here we go, set and very much nearly prepared for you to step into the new realms of what you have been doing for yourself, which is all a good way. See? These are very beautiful cards. No matter how, tough or bittersweet seems right now, this is going to be one of the good memories that and prideful memories that you leave behind. You're going to think about this time in your life in the near future and think, how proud am I for myself that I actually made this step. These are not small steps. These are, facing ourselves. These are things that, here we go. Okay, so what can we see here? Yes, definitely, it's time to move on. New life awaits you. Brand new, like waking up into the morning glory with absolute good night's sleep, feeling like at home. You're working on it. So it's interesting by the book here. So additional advice that I could give you through these cards is that you can check with the things that you already know, that you are familiar with, that you know work for you. Maybe engaging in a hobby that used to help you, or maybe talking to a friend that knew how to, give you a right direction, and you respect that person perhaps. You might be using advice and information from the track that you already know or are adjusted to, which is a good thing. It's by the book. It's like you know the rules, you know the game, and you know how to put yourself into that game, and you know that helps you. So it's a good thing that you recheck whatever interest you have, and maybe these interests, maybe you can mend and help to heal yourself through those interests that you have or harbor, or maybe you have to reignite them or just continue. Maybe some new education, maybe going into reading new books, like literally by the book. And maybe you'll get a hint from whatever, sides of any book that kind of connects you. Be surrounded by everything that makes you grounded. No place like home, for example. Everything that kind of feels familiar. So I get that this additional advice set of cards here kind of pulls my intuition into direction that while you do this discovery of yourself, do it from a position of strength, of being and feeling safe. You need to put and achieve that position of safety within yourself. If that's in the exterior, so much better, but it's almost like you need to feel safe inside. So what is familiar and comfy kind of gives you this enjoyment, and you know you are safe there. So definitely the things are going to get better. There's a change in the wind. So perhaps one of the reasons why you asked are these little questions when we have sometimes when we're sad about leaving things behind that are familiar but not maybe good for us, but we're still sad because we're grieving behind them. Maybe that's the reason why you tuned in today. And here it is, the change in the wind. It's gonna come. It's gonna be better. Give it a little bit time, and you will discover or rediscover a new way of life that might open completely new doors for you. And I'm very happy for you. You just keep up everything that you've been doing, and you'll see eventually, maybe, I would say around a month. Around a month to 3 months, up to 3 months, this will all turn about. So be patient, because you are stepping into right direction, and new horizons do await for you. You just need to kind of round everything with yourself, maybe set new boundaries for yourself and other people, and do it from the point of view that makes you relaxed and comfortable, even though it might feel from time to time that it's not, because you are stepping out of your traditional comfort zone, which is kind of contradictory, but at the same time you need to feel grounded when you do that. Maybe that's a better expression towards what I mean. You need to secure yourself in safety, in the sense of being grounded. That's also the intuition part here. Meditate, connecting with nature, do yoga. Yoga is a wonderful tool to feel grounded. read, write a diary, maybe a diary. It's also a book, basically, but you write it even better. Just to make you in touch with yourself. That's the point. You need to have a grounded approach, stepping out of your comfort zone. That's one of the main messages here. And with that being said, you will have a good platform to work on the very delicate things that we are ourselves. I wish you all the best in this process. I'm very proud of you, and sooner or later, you will be too. When you look at this time back in your life, it's gonna be very much, this gratefulness and pride that you've done this big step. So, with that being said, the cards that I've been using are in the description box below, yes. And also, if you liked the video, if I helped you a bit, if the message with our spirit guides came through and suited you, please leave like and thumbs up, and maybe perhaps subscribe to this channel, and definitely see you next time. Bye bye.